In undergrad, you don't really know. You have the fire for it and you have the taste for it, but you don't really know what it means to live day to day in this kind of a lifestyle. So I think it was grad school, like living in Tampa. That was really it. Because there I was combining everything that I said I wanted to do. Play the tuba, played with a few orchestras while living down there, taught a bunch at different high schools in Tampa, and then wrote more music than I've ever written in my life and put on those concerts. Like we just kind of like had like a little artist collective where we all kind of helped each other with our own projects, but we all kept busy. And I think that was really it, like that little cohort in Tampa. And I've kind of modeled my life after that. Everywhere I move, I find that there's like 4 or 5 people that are doing the similar thing and are still trying to like get to the next big level. And I've surrounded myself with those kind of people ever since USF. So you guys really started it all, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I would agree with all that. Do you find that the people in these cohorts are usually musicians or not necessarily only musicians?
no, they're not. Yeah, I'm thinking like dancers, visual artists, but they all usually are artists in some way. Because in Tampa, there were, we were mutual friends with a bunch of dancers, choreographers, visual artists. And yeah, that carried up when I moved to Rochester. I had like a similar group, a similar crew of kind of all disciplines within the arts. And I think you need that. You need to see like what they're kind of going through. And the most important thing that I picked up like working with dancers so much is they interpret sound so differently because everything for them is like visual movement.
Yeah.
And I had never thought to care how this would inspire somebody to move. I'm like, I don't know, that's just a bunch of cool sounds I put together. Do what you want with it. And then seeing people like interact with those sounds, like, oh, maybe I could sculpt this a little bit more. Maybe there's a little too much information right here. And what they're really latching onto is
Yeah,
this
right.
particular line. So yeah, dancers, they're great.
Yeah, for me, the most extreme version of that, and in my work that I've done, is a mutual friend of ours and a mutual collaborator of ours, Sarah Walston. Sarah Walston asked me to collaborate on, I think, her thesis piece, which is how I wrote a piece of mine called Fastigia for bass clarinet and electronics, which is still one of my favorite pieces. But as composers, we can be, not always, but usually, very irresponsible about deadlines. At least that's been my experience. And so it created this really strange situation where Sarah was creating the choreography before the music existed. And so everything in that piece I composed after watching, like I soundtracked her choreography. It's like it was backwards
Oh,
from the way it normally is. And I would agree that made me think about the music in a completely different way, in a lot better ways, I think.
is it usually like I'm trying to think like did Stravinsky and Nijinsky like was there some music before the Rite of Spring or were there some like choreography before the Rite of Spring? Because when you said that, I immediately thought I feel like the choreography came before the music for that piece, but I don't know. I don't know if that's usually how it goes.
I'm not enough of a scholar to know
I'll have to
to know
Google
that.
that one.
Yeah,
Um,
if you know the answer, write in,
yeah.
loose.leaf.transmissions@gmail.com. A
Uh,
shameless plug. That's how you get in touch with me.
no, that's good though.
So you've been releasing music under the name DJ Electro Tuba for a while now,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing the DJ part is quite intentional because of a lot of what you do is, at least to my ear, it can be beat oriented. Not necessarily always, but it's quite beat oriented. And under this moniker, you tend to borrow from more popular styles of electronic music. So why did you begin DJ Electro Tuba? What was the impetus for that?
I think I needed a way to like distinguish between music that I was writing with the intent of it being in a concert hall and then music that I was writing just to do something. So anytime I was like kind of cooking something up in Ableton and I was like, this isn't going to be on like a recital or anything like that, or I'm not going to perform it on a festival. This is just going to be like popular. Like I need something other than my name to put this out under. So that's where DJ Electro Tuba came from. And the name is just awesome. I think it's good.
It
Good name.
yeah. It's simple. It makes sense.
I
We
think
know
it
what it
covers
is.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to put like different sound sources together, and there's going to be processing on a tuba. And yeah, I kind of, I started doing it, I guess, in undergrad, and then got away from it a little bit I still did it in Tampa. I still was doing DJ Electro Tuba, but I started performing a lot more when I was living in Rochester, performing at just like different kind of like art spaces, just outside of the school, outside of Eastman. Anytime I was performing outside of there with the tuba, I was calling it DJ Electro Tuba. And I had like a couple different sets. One where I was doing a bunch of Parliament remixes,
Awesome.
because Parliament rules, and Bootsy Collins, great bass lines. And then another set that I really loved was clipping. Are you familiar with clipping?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they rule.
Daveed Diggs is in
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So I was taking a bunch of their tunes, a bunch of their pieces, and kind of weaving a tapestry and just trying to like create some space for some tuba to kind of riff. But really, it was just an excuse for me to dig into the artists that I really love and see if I can like create like a collage of their music and add my own concepts to it. Another group I've done that with recently is the Avalanches, and then Radiohead. So I haven't really put those out. Those are kind of just me in my studio noodling. I'll put them out eventually.
The ones that come to mind that I really love is Party People.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
a
real
Parliament tune as well. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you did Last Christmas with the Flintstones video that a
yeah, that
couple
was
of years
weird.
ago.
Yeah,
It
that's a
was
good time.
I loved it.
Yeah.
How would you say that DJ Electro Tuba has evolved over the years? Because you talked about doing it in undergrad, at this point, I guess it's probably almost 10 years ago or more. And now you're still doing it and you have a doctorate now,
Yeah,
and
Doctor
you've
DJ Electro Tuba.
Dr. DJ Electro Tuba. Yeah. Does I mean, has it I just imagine that it has undergone some transformation.
Yeah, and I think it should. Like as my tastes change, I think the art should change with it. So like my taste now, as far as like the DJ Electro Tuba stuff, the things I've been doing recently have been way more ambient, just kind of droney, a little bit of a rhythmic pulse to it still, but yeah, less chaotic. I think I'm kind of gravitating more to like soundscapey Brian Eno, Aphex Twin, early 90s kind of stuff. I think I'm calming down as a person. Not that I was ever riled up, but I think I'm definitely a little bit more in the pretty mindset when it comes to DJ Electro Tuba. And quick plug, part of it is that I found this plugin in Audacity. I don't know if I was using it in Tampa, the PaulStretch. Have you used that plugin?
No.
Uh, I'm about to put you on. Paul
Please
Stretch.
tell me more.
Yeah. PaulStretch in Audacity. I don't know what, it just doesn't, it's just like a time stretching. Like you put a sound in that you really like, and you can stretch it up to like 25 times. But like the way that it degregates the sound is very interesting to me, and it keeps it very pretty. There's still some artifact in it, but it's a good way. If you have like a 2-second snippet of a sound that you really love, stretch that bad boy out to like 3 minutes long. It sounds great. So yeah, that's a quick plug for Audacity. It's still the GOAT. I love that.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Micromaker by Loose Leaf Transmissions. We hope you enjoyed this brief glimpse into the inner workings of the creative life. If this resonated with you, be sure to check out the full conversation on Music Maker with Tyler Klein, a podcast exploring craft and process, philosophy and inspiration, and the honest, often messy parts of being an artist, creative uncertainty, purpose and identity, and resilience. You can find Music Maker wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting musicmakerpodcast.com.